Okay, Titan breakdown. Starting off where we left off, Titan jumps down in the middle, and he does his Earthen Fury, which is just big AoE damage. And then he will do a Mountain Buster, which cleaves, and it hurts. There you go, Mountain Buster. Followed by Weight of the Land, so you just, you make sure you stack together, and then you just dodge out of it. And then this is the first real big mechanic worth noting. It's kind of hard to see in my POV. Hopefully I can get a good pause on it. But anyway, essentially, he didn't even change facing. Anyway, so essentially he jumps away, and when he jumps away, he will face one of the cardinals, and that's the cardinal he'll land down at. So he was facing C when he jumped away, so he will land directly C, which means you just need to run the opposite. And he can, whenever he jumps away, he can face any random cardinal. He could have faced D, he could have faced A, he could have faced B. You just need to go to the opposite of which cardinal he faces when he jumps away. Alright, anyway, so he re-lands, and then immediately you go into jail the jails mechanic. So a bunch of bombs will spawn behind us, and then it's random which of the back two will have a hole missing, but one of the back two bombs there will have a hole missing. In this case, it's the left side, or the right side rather. And so you'll get knocked back into this open hole. And three people will randomly, anyone but the main tank, will randomly get assigned jails. And so I'll just let this part play by itself.
3, 2, 3.
And so that's jail's mechanic. It's not so hard conceptually, but in practice it's a little bit more challenging than it looks. But alright, so to break it down one part at a time. So first things first is you've got to get knocked back into the open hole, otherwise you will die. If your knockback's slightly off, there is like very slight seconds for you to adjust into the safe spot, but unless you're already like practically there, it's not going to happen. So it's not too hard to do. So you know how every enemy has like whenever you target someone, they've got like that little prong at the top of their hitbox. You just stand on the left or the right of that, based on where the safe spot is. So you just go quickly peek, identify the safe spot. It's the right in this case, so you just stand on the right of the prong. Everyone will stack up really tight, see, on the right of the prong, and you will get knocked into the safe spot. There is a good graphics in the resource channel for that as well, which should help clarify if that's confusing. Alright, so then all the bombs around it will blow up, and then another bomb will drop down into where the safe spot was previously, so you need to move out of the safe spot. You'll notice no one stays there, because a bomb appears, the bomb does damage around it when it spawns, as well as when it explodes, obviously. A landslide happens, this lands, you just dodge it, nothing fancy. And then the three people who have the jails, everyone, again, besides the main tank doesn't have to do this mechanic, the lucky bastard, but everyone else will have to do this mechanic at some point. So everyone is assigned a number from 1 to 7, and everyone will call out their number. It's a good idea to say it, multiple times, like 3, 3, 3. Say it, pause for a bit so other people can get their numbers in, say it again for clarity, because clarity is really important for this mechanic here. And then essentially what you have to do is you have to line the jails up, so that this bomb exploding will hit the following jail, which will hit the next jail, which will hit the final jail. And the reason you have to resolve it this way is because the only way to awaken Titan is to have him stand in one of the puddles the jails leave behind. And it is not possible to move Titan. It is not, if you kill the jails, it doesn't drop the puddle, I believe, and even if it does, you wouldn't be able to burst it down fast enough for him to awaken him from it. I'm pretty sure it doesn't drop a puddle anyway when you kill it. So, I was the highest number here, so I stood in the back. So I want to stand next to the bomb puddle, and the way we essentially set it up back in the day, and we will replicate, is that the markers are where you want to stand. If you stand on the markers, going through the middle, making a line towards Titan, you will be in the correct spot. So landslides go again, no catch. The jails don't have to worry about it. So that back bomb explodes, my bomb dies. You can see it explodes, hits that one, which then explodes and hits that one. And then they leave the puddles behind, which will overlap with Titan's hitbox, and he's doing tumults here, so just AoE damage to heal through. You will notice that he starts taking stacks while he stands in there. He can't be moved. Once he has 4 stacks, he will be awoken, so, you know, if you resolve jails correctly, it will resolve itself after that point. So he'll be awoken in a second, just after one more tick. Weight of lands goes out, and you just dodge it. We had the party dodge just through the north, the safe spot up. Like, you can't stand in the puddle, obviously. You'll take a dot and die. But the party just dodged through the opening up the top, and me being a greedy black mage, I just dodged away. Cool. So he's awoken now. So, like with all the other phases, being awoken changes how some mechanics work. In Titan, it's more significant than the other 2 phases. In the other 2 phases, it really doesn't change how you do anything. I don't even think I noted it in my videos with the other 2 phases, but in Garuda it makes it so whenever she does a Wicked Wheel, you've got to dodge into it after, because it does a donut following, and then in Ifrit it just makes Searing Wind last longer. Whereas in Titan, it makes it so that he does 2 landslides, and it also makes it so that his weight of the lands does so. Up to this point it's been doing like 2, it does one set of weight of lands and does the following set of weight of lands. It'll do 3 now. But anyway, so he's awoken, you dodge the weight of lands, he will do landslide, and so like I said, it'll do 2 landslides. So he does 1 telegraphed, and then he does 1 untelegraphed. So you just need to dodge into the first landslide. Really simple to resolve, but it can still catch people off guard. An important thing to note is that you'll have noticed that the melee did pull off the boss when they when they dodged into the first landslide, because it's very possible if you try and like greed on his face there, you'll get clipped by the second set. See, because it does come from him. So he jumps away, he jumped facing B, so we've got to run to D. The arena gets smaller again. And then this is healer jail here, so it just targets one of the healers randomly. And you've just got to burst it down real quick. So there's the jail. Just kill it real fast, and then landslide goes out. Some more tumults. Alright, now this is what we called Mario Kart back in the day. Essentially, the middle will become unsafe because bombs will be dropping down, as you see, so you can really only use the outside of this little circle here. Me, again, being a greedy black mage, I came and stood here by myself, hoping that I wouldn't get any of the weight of the lands, but the party goes to his northwest there, essentially, and they just do a giant loop all the way around the arena together. A landslide will go out, bombs are going off in the middle, so you still can't use the middle, and you just got to dodge into the landslide, because it's awoken. And then essentially that's really the last part of the phase. I don't even remember what happens too much after that. I think it's, yeah, just some more way to the lands, but just stack up in the center and dodge left, right, left, right. Then he dies. And then you end up in transition. So the final light was up there where Titan died. We had Kaze pick it up and melee. Because by this point of the phase, for you to do transition correctly, and we'll just go through transition now, you need to have a healer with the light, a caster with the light, and a melee with the light. And so transition phase begins with these little Magitech bits spawning, and you just caster LB them dead. Caster LB won't kill them outright by itself, so everyone else is just doing a little bit of damage to them. It's worth noting that if you want to, you could have, so we had Fideli and Eternal kill themselves just by standing out of the center and taking a bit more damage. And the reason they did this is to reset their mana, so that they could go into Ultima phase with full resources. You could do this if you needed to as well, because you will get raised by a healer LB. So anyway, Caster LB goes off to kill the Magitech bits. Everyone else is just doing a little bit of damage to each of them so that they will die. And you need to kill them before they finish their self-destruct cast. Then Laha Bread will spawn and apply this Doom debuff to everyone, which you resolve just by healer LBing.
Oh, that's fucking our sequence.
Everyone's back up, and then you've got to kill Laha Brez, which you just melee LB. Everyone else is hitting it to get their resources and do a little bit of damage. Padding that pass. And then finally, Ultima will spawn. Stop watching now if you don't want spoilers. Not that it's much of a spoiler. He does Ultima. And he eats the primals. Om nom 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 nom. It's fucking cool though. And if I didn't mention it, you do tank, tank LB the Ultima, yeah. Before he ate the primals. And anyway, and then Ultima's there, and then congratulations, you've made it through half the fight, essentially. Woo!